work. All right. Recently, I decided to volunteer at an animal shelter. I've always wanted to do that. When I got there, there was a volunteer who offered to show me around. Now, she works in the cat section, which is a little iffy for me as I'm a hardcore dog lover, but I decided to go with it. We were walking around and we enter this room, and just as we do, this tiny black cat darts out from under the shelves and comes straight at me. And I freeze, but the volunteer begins to squeal. Oh my God, how did you do that? And I went, what? And she goes on to explain that the cat has been hiding in that spot for 2 days now since she was surrendered, and she won't come out for food or treats or any of the volunteers, and they're all beginning to worry that there's something wrong with her and that no one will ever adopt her. And that prompts me to break into a speech, and I tell her that that's not fair. Every animal deserves a forever home, and maybe she was abused and she's just terrified, and all she needs is someone to trust. And when she does, they will love her, and they will take her home, and they will give her the life she deserves. And the volunteer is getting all teary-eyed, and she's like, that is such a beautiful thing. You're such a warm, loving person. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm nailing this interview. Like the volunteer gig is in the bag. Until she finishes with, so you'll take her then? And I go, me? Why? And she just points at my feet, and I look down, and that little cat is rubbing herself on me like we're old friends. And I realize that I'm trapped. My own speech has sealed my fate. So next thing I know, I'm going into shock as I'm signing paperwork, and they've put her in this makeshift carrier, and the manager is walking me to my car, and she's gushing about how grateful she is, and I'll do so well. And then she goes, and of course, we're a no-kill shelter, so you can always bring her back. And that snaps me out of it. And I go, wait, why would someone bring her back? And as she begins to list the reasons, my brain is going, this is it. This is how I fix this. Because this cat has clearly made a mistake and has unintentionally kidnapped me. And now, at the end of the 2-week trial, I'm going to use one of these listed reasons and return her. And then someone better can take her. Oh, that's perfect. I'm so relieved. I get her back home, and I decide to follow their guidelines to the T, because so no one should be able to say that I didn't give it my best shot. So I set up her room like a 5-star suite, because I'll just donate all of it when I return her. It's fine. And then I sit back like an evil villain with a plan, because I've rigged this exam and the star student is going to fail. Week 1 passes, and okay, things are not going according to my plan, because she's not hiding or scared. She's eating and playing, and the vet visit is a slam dunk, and she's using the litter box like a champ, and she hasn't scratched me or the furniture. But I'm not worried, because my dog, Oscar, Mr. Lover of all things, hates one thing: cats. Yeah, ever since he was a puppy, the moment he sees a cat, he screams bloody murder, and I just need a 10-second video of that, and that will do the trick. So when they give me the green signal to finally introduce them, I put Oscar on a leash, and I slowly open the door to the cat's room, and I've got my camera ready for the winning shot. But what? Oscar, who is supposed to be playing the role of vicious attacker, is now playing the role of concerned big brother, and he keeps looking at the camera going, oh my God, is she okay? What can we do to make her feel better? No! No! Traitor! But that's it. Time's up and I'm out of options. So when the manager calls, I have no choice but to tell her that everything's great, and she goes, oh my God, congratulations! And I have nothing to say. I'm trapped. It's over. And I am seething all day. But then that night I get distracted, because I'll skip the details, but I collapse and end up in the hospital. When I'm finally back home, Oscar follows me to my bedroom, and he quickly falls asleep in the slot next to me. But I'm still twisting and turning in bed, unable to get comfortable. And then suddenly, I see this tall black tail enter my room. And then in one clean swoop, she jumps up on the bed. And I let out a tiny scream because I'm sorry, she looks like a mini panther. And then she starts walking towards me intently. And I go, this is ironic. 4 doctors just spent 2 days trying to save me, and then I get mauled by the cat. But I'm too tired and too scared to move, so I just lay back and close my eyes, resigned to my fate. And then I feel a tiny furry face rub up against my cheek. Now I don't speak cat, but I didn't need to Google that, because that was as affectionate as 1,000 forehead kisses from a human. I was bedridden for a week, and that cat never left my side. And she would lie on top of me and purr me to sleep. Or if I moaned in pain, she would just give me these 1,000 mini massages, which I learned later they call making biscuits. When I was finally strong enough to leave the room, she was following me all alert. And then when I sat down on the couch in my living room, her big yellow eyes are staring at me like they're giving me an MRI scan. And I look at her and I just went, I'm sorry, it's fine, really, don't worry, no pain today. And the moment I said that, she plonked on her side, legs in the air, and fell asleep. And I kept looking at her because she looked like an exhausted mother who had been taking care of a sick newborn for a week. And that made me laugh, because I finally got the joke. 3 weeks ago, I thought I brought an abandoned animal home. But as it turns out, I'm the rescue. Because the wild thing about unconditional love is that we all gush about it. I've wanted it forever, but no one really taught me how to receive it. So now this tiny cat is like a rehab for my heart. And she's teaching me every day that I deserve to be loved and protected. And I'm just so grateful that this scared, stupid villain lost, and she won. Thank you.